How can I come to Australia? The system of education system in Australia, it's much better than any other country. Oh, they're allowing students to get extra 1 year if you study master's degree. It's like cybersecurity that can change your course after you arrive in Australia, but you have to stay 6 months. Teaching, Australia have a different system, so they still want, even if you are teachers.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel and thank you very much for joining to watch this video. I really appreciate the support you really showed me. And today I have an Australian immigration agent who will be able to enlighten us on details about coming to Australia, on the types of visas and some of the processes that we've been asking for. And he's a good agent who really helped me when I didn't help. And I believe it will help most of you who will come across this video. So without any further ado, please allow me to let him introduce himself. Welcome, Kalana.
Thank you, Felix. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. My name is Kalana Jaya, and I'm an education agent in Australia. So we recruit international students to study in Australia. As you know, recently the government in Australia have decided to open the border for international students to come and study in Australia. So we are encouraging people around the world to think about Australia to come for their destination to study. A lot of people choose Australia because of the quality of the education that we have. A lot of universities in Australia in the top 100 rank in the world, with the tuition fee that is not expensive as other universities in America, UK, or Canada. We still have a good quality, and the system of education system in Australia, it's much better than any other country. I can discuss a few things of the idea of why people choose to study in Australia, because in Australia, after you complete your study, the government also allowing you to get a post-study right visa, which got about 2 or 3 years work visa that you can work full-time. So after you complete your study, either you're doing bachelor or master's, minimum of 2 years, you can get a post-study right visa for another 2 years or extra 1 year. Now they're allowing students to get an extra 1 year if you study master's degree. And these 3 years, that means you can work in Australia or stay in Australia, work full time and save money, and then go back to your home country after that. A lot of people asking me, what course can I study? You know, I would suggest you have to study the course that you want to study, you know, what you like. Don't choose something else because of for other reason. This course should be something that you're passionate about, one thing that to bring back home, because these courses has to be something that useful, get you a good enough position when you bring back home. So courses like cybersecurity, that is very popular right now, because in the finance industry, in IT, in banking, everyone will need cybersecurity to have a lot of crime in cyber these days. So these courses are very popular right now, and IT is a good courses. A lot of people asking me about other courses such as social work, you know, community service, Bachelor of Mental Health. These social justice or social science courses is very popular if you bring back to your home country. And a lot of people thinking about doing MBA. Yes, Australia has a lot of university who have a very good MBA. And then a lot of students who come to see me who are already in Australia say, oh, I came to Australia, but this is a course that I was not interested. Can I change? Yes, you can change your course after you arrive in Australia, but you have to stay 6 months in one course that you arriving with.
Yeah.
Say, for example, if you arrive with an MBA with your COE, after 6 months, you're allowed to move to another course.
Okay.
This is how Australia government are very good, because they understand that international student may change their mind, after see things in the world or things in Australia, say, hey, actually, this is not the course that I expected. I want to do something different after this. A lot of students who change from MBA, I want to do a mental health, or I want to do social work. Yes, you can. If that's your passion, you can do that. But you have to finish 6 months on your major course when you arrive in.
Okay, so when you talk about maybe someone can change from one course to another, does it mean someone who has a master's degree can downgrade to do maybe a degree program?
Yes, they can come down, but it has to be a related course.
Okay.
But you're not allowed to come down too far. Like if you complete masters and then, I want to do cookery, that is certificate 3 and 4. Certificate 3 and 4 is level of high school. So university immigration will say, that's too far, way down. So I would not suggest that, immigration will find it's not genuine. So if you want to do, if you have to come down, you have to come down. Maximum you can do for masters is a bachelor degree.
Okay.
And this has to be something different. If you do masters in MBA, and then you suddenly, you can choose another bachelor degree in hospitality. Yes, you can. Or IT. Yes, you can. Or in like accounting. Yes, you can, because that's a bit different.
Okay.
As long it's different, it's not the same bachelor degree that you have. So it's something that you want to learn a new thing. They're willing to do that. They're willing to consider you, as long you can show yourself the intention of why you want to study this course and why you have to go down to this level. Maybe because the requirement of that courses require you to go down because you're not eligible to go to do masters with that with your previous study. So that's one a good reason. But if you go down too low, the government, the immigration will not allow you to do that. So a lot of people say, how can I come to Australia? These days, like I have mentioned before, the border only open for international students. So you can't come here as a tourist visa, not yet. As a working visa, not yet. So you can only do to apply and become a student visa, then you can come to Australia.
Okay, so maybe explain to us, when you talked about changing courses here, if someone is overseas and they want to apply for a student visa and they have done maybe an MBA and they want to come and study nursing here, is it possible for them to do that?
There is a possibility, but immigration were asking you, why you want to study nursing? If you come down from MBA, there is a Master of Nursing. That's Master of Nursing that you don't have a qualification of any nursing background. So you don't need to study Bachelor of Nursing. You can study Masters of Nursing.
Oh, but that can be tricky.
Well, it doesn't have to be tricky. That's as long if you really want to study nursing, there is the courses for that. And for international students, that's why we are as an education agent, it's helping them to find the right course.
Yeah.
I did not know about this. A lot of students that come to me, I study different courses because I did not know that there is a course like this. This is the course that I want. One student who studied, I want to become an advertising, but I went to study business, but I also interested to study psychology.
Yeah.
Then when they come to Australia, there is a course that you can combine psychology and business together in the same degree.
Wow. Yeah.
And they did not know now. Now I want to study that course. Yes, you can. So that's why they can only move after 6 months of their principal course. So that's
Yeah.
why one student jump up to the course that he likes because he wants to become an advertising. And for nursing, yes, nursing is very popular, but nursing are very limited space. They can only accept about 35 places each intake, and nursing mainly have one intake a year. So that is why a lot of waiting lists for nursing. And then to study nursing for Bachelor of Nursing, they want to have IELTS 7. So you must have a very good English. Even though, I want to study diploma level. Yes, still diploma level of nursing, they still require IELTS 7. So it is the highest requirement to get into the course.
Yeah.
There is other course, community service, Bachelor of Community Service. These courses is also involved with a lot of human relation, Bachelor of Mental Health. That is very popular as well right now, especially when COVID hit the world. A lot of mental issues is very, in Australia, obviously, is very concerning. Because we are in a lockdown. Melbourne is the longest city in the lockdown. So a lot of people that frustrating stay at home.
Yeah.
So government really emphasize of mental issues in Australia.
So talking of maybe of nursing, what's up and the mental health and the community service, what other courses can people do that maybe most people really want to know the courses that they can do that can lead to maybe PR pathways?
Look, for people who are interested to PR, I would suggest to go to the SOL list, but don't come here just for PR. Come here because the courses that you want to study is because that's what your passion is about. Because that is the course that you want to study and become your career. When you go back home, that is the courses that you're gonna learn and doing and transfer your knowledge to other people in your home country. PR is changing all the time.
True.
By the time you study, and then could be next year change. So you have to understand, everything is not about PR. To get the student visa, the immigrations really want to see your genuinity. They want to see that you come to Australia because you want to study, not because of PR.
That's true.
They want to make sure that you come here because you want to learn something and you want to bring that knowledge to go back home and share that with your community or get the benefit of get higher pay. That's why I would suggest to study courses that you really like, something that you can use or benefit for you and your family, to be in your home country.
Oh yeah, well, that's very nice. Apart from nursing, there are other courses, there are other maybe careers, like maybe someone who has done accounting overseas, who has done maybe teaching overseas. What are some of the is there a process for them to, if they want to come here and practice the same?
Look, for teaching, Australia have a different system, so they still want, even if you are teachers in your home country, you still have to study the teaching courses that they want you to be able to teach in Australia. So unless if you just want to do research, so you can learn about pedagogy and things like that. But to become a teacher in Australia, they want you to learn a certain skill. You have to have IELTS 7, and then you have to sit down for a Casper test. So that is a test separately that you have to sit and do before you got your offer letter. So the university will say, okay, before we give you an offer, we want you to sit for a Casper test, CESPER, Casper test, before we can give you an offer letter. for nursing, even if you are a nurse in your home country, there is a conversion courses that you can do in Australia. It's the courses that you only need to do 2 more years, I think, and then you have to be registered nurse in your home country.
Okay.
Again, IELTS has to be 6. All the courses, there's hundreds of courses that are available. You know, yes, this, like I said, nursing, teaching, all available, but very limited space. You can come to study in Australia with the qualification that you already have. Come and first study of things that you want to do, like a entrepreneurship. There's a lot of courses like really good, and there's good quality in every university that we have here. Cybersecurity, like I said before, and this is good for bringing that course back to your home country. How, if I want to study as a student, what is the requirement? A lot of students always want to know. We need your passport, you know, to apply. First, you engage with the education agent, just like me. So discussing about what you want to study is a bachelor or master's courses. And then after you decide what you want to study, we can start the application process. And then to do the application process, we need supporting documents such as passport, we need your IELTS or English qualification, we need the certificate of your bachelor or master's or high school, and we need to know about your history. So having a resume or CV will help to understand about there is no gap of study. In Australia, immigration doesn't want you to have a long gap that you haven't been studying for 10 years or 5 years. They will say, why you want to come back to study now? So the less gap, the better. You know, so they want people who still have fresh of mind, just coming back from high school or bachelor degree. I want to do my master's now, or someone who are about to complete their master's. I want to do another master's or even a PhD. You know, PhD is a yes, it's a long course, but it's also a good university offering scholarship for this.
Oh,
So
wow.
always ask your agent, always ask the university that if they have any scholarship for international student, and especially these days, a lot of university understand the situation about the COVID, so they're giving a good scholarship, especially if you study in regional area, they give higher scholarship.
No.
So think about out of the box. Don't just concentrate on the study in big cities like Melbourne or Sydney. Think about regional area as well, you know, because university, they want to encourage people to you know, to learn and get the benefit in the society of the small cities. Say Geelong in Melbourne, in Victoria. Geelong is just about 1 hour away from Melbourne. Newcastle, like in Sydney, 1.5 hours away or 2 hours away. So Wollongong is only 1.5 hours away. So living and study in a small regional city in Australia is also have a lot of benefit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, wow. I wanted also you to discuss about maybe on how to write your SOP, because I believe also how to write your SOP, it matters a lot when it comes to when you are supposed to be granted your visa.
Yeah, look, statement of purpose is one thing to know about your genuinity to study or to apply student visa in Australia. Sometimes university also want to know about your what you know about this course. You know, what do you expect about this course? Why choose this particular college or university to study this course? They want to know your aspiration, your intention, and also what your expectation after completing this course. You know, they want to see whether the student has done their homework on learning and doing some research about the courses that they want to study. They just don't want a student who just, why do you want to study this course? Because my friend did it. Is it, look, this is for you. You have to understand this study is your investment for your future. You know, it can't be just your friend's study and you want to study the same course. No, you have to decide this is the right course for you, whether this course is enough to build your confidence to learn about something that you want to bring or work in the future, because people work after completing their study, and then they spend 10, 20, 30 years of working in the same industry. When you do something that you're passionate about or something that you're interested, you work happily. But if you don't like it, and you want to work, how are you going to enjoy your life? You know, that is the thing that in Australia is very important to see. You want to make sure that you're happy to go to work every day. You know, to make sure that you're happy, that means you have to do the courses that you want to know. You know, this is the beauty about our Australian education system. In Australia, you can change courses. People can change their mind. You know, like a woman can change their clothing just in one day. Saying, I don't like green color, I want to wear red color. Yes, the immigration or the Australian, the colleges allow you to change. But make sure when you change is something that you like, something that you need, something that you think that will be benefit you. So I've been doing this for 20 years, so I have a passion of doing this. You know, people say, why are you doing this job? This is something that I like, and I'm passionate about it, because when you enjoy your job, you forgot how long you've been doing it. You know, people say, wow, you've been working with this industry for 22 years. Yeah, I did not realize, because I like it. Every day, get up in the morning and say, I want to do this, I want to do this job, rather than get up in the morning and say, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to see these people, I don't want to do this, that. So that's why I always suggest my student to always think about what course is passionate you to study, and what do you really want. And later on, you will get much better benefit from that. Remember, again, like I keep telling all my students, this is your investment. You know, you spend money to study this course, so don't throw away that money. Your parents are already saving a lot of money just for you to learn this course. So make sure you learn something that you like.
Also, there are questions that people normally ask a lot about people who have families already, maybe overseas, and they want to come here. Maybe one person wants to come and study and they want to come with family. What can you tell them? Because you know there are so many uncertainties about, no one knows how life here is. So as an immigration agent, what can you tell them?
Look, it's expensive to bring family here. I'm telling you the truth right now. Say, for example, if you have kids, even more expensive. You know, in Australia, yes, you can study, but also after you pay your tuition fee, government also want to make sure that you have the health cover, you know, insurance, health insurance. So the health insurance, you have to pay to another provider. It's not the government, it's another provider. So the health insurance is paid based on the duration of your study. So if you're going to study in Australia for 3 years, you have to pay that for 3 years in advance. You know, tuition fee, you can pay deposit for 6 months, that's it, and then you get your visa. But the health insurance, you have to pay that in duration of your study, 2 years or 3 years in advance. And then if you have a family, well, I'm telling you right now, single, the health cover probably around $500 Australian dollar per year. So if you study 3 years, that's 1,500 just for one person. Now for a couple without kids, that will be double. So $3,000 to $4,000, you know, depending whether that couple will be, you know, falling pregnant in the future, who knows? But at the moment, if you're a couple, they would charge you for about 3,000 to 4,000. Now, if you have family, now this is expensive. 2 years can be cost about $13,000 to $14,000. Why so expensive? Because you have one child or you have 5 child, it's the same price. So is it benefit to bring all my kids here? Yes, it's benefit. But you remember, your kids, when they come to Australia, if they're over 5 years old, they have to go to school,
Yeah.
primary school. This primary school, you have to pay again. It's not free. You know, um, depends if you're going to send your kids to government school. The primary school costs about $8,000 to $9,000 a year for primary school kid from grade 1 until grade 6. And then grade 7 till grade 9 is about $10,000. Grade 10 to 12 will be about $14,000 or $16,000.
Yeah.
So that is per child. So that's a lot of money. So if you're bringing your family, again, it doesn't mean that if you do have the money, yeah, be my guest, come here with your family. But yeah, have to be consider that is a very expensive if you bring money.
Yeah.
I have a student here with the 3 kids, but they're all under 5. Yes, it's fine. So they need their wife here, that's fine. So that is considered family courses. But because there is still not an age to go to school, so they still only pay the health insurance.
Yeah.
For 3 years, $13,000.
Oh, that's really expensive.
I know, but then again,
yeah.
if I have a family who have a child who have very sick, and this health insurance really pay off for that one.
Yeah.
So
it's actually it's a good thing because you don't really when you have any problems with the medical issues, at least it will be paid off because you can't afford it as well.
I know a lot of students say, why do I have to pay? I hardly sick. Yes, you're hardly sick, but for someone who gets sick, I have students who have accident and need operation and things like that. Everything's covered. Like if they have to pay themselves, they have to spend thousands of dollars, $10,000 probably just for single accident that he has, but everything is covered. That's a benefit of having that insurance. That's why they call insurance. You only use it when you need it. If you don't need it, well, you pay premium.
Yeah.
That's how much you pay. So you never know whether you need it or not. So yeah, so it's just something that you have to have this. So government say you must pay the health insurance. So you can't get away with it.
Yeah.
So I would suggest, try to be yourself first. If you think you can save a lot of money on bringing your family coming back, then you can. In Australia, you're allowed to work while you study. This is something that I forgot to mention. You're allowed to work 20 hours a week or 40 hours fortnightly.
Yeah.
And then, yes, you can earn some money of that, $400, $500 a week, or could be more. Some students even more. And you can work full time during a school holiday. So especially right now, this year, there's a Christmas break. So a lot of students will be finishing their study in end of November. So the next intake will be start in February. So they have 3 months, 2 months and a half. They can work full time, especially this time of year, there's plenty of work around.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is time for them to save money and save money for the future.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. So talking about maybe the long holiday, people normally ask, which is the best semester for them to come in? Is it the February semester or the July semester?
Anyway, any intake is available. February is the biggest intake, because it's in line with a lot of countries finishing their high school or their university in December. So a lot of people continuing the study. So make sure you do not have a gap too long. So if you finish your study in December, try to do it in February or July, the latest one. So, and not many courses available July intake, like nursing, as I said before, that not many university or colleges have July intake for nursing, because they have to do placement.
Oh, okay.
So that's why some courses may not available for July intake. That's why February is always the biggest intake for us.
Okay, that's like, at least you talked more about someone who's coming as a student. There are people who have worked maybe overseas for 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, maybe in different fields, maybe for someone like accounting, and they want to come here. Is there a way that they can come here to work like skilled visa, not coming as a students? What is the maybe what is the
They
shortest
can
way for them to come?
they can work as a skilled person, but again, to do that, they have to contact the company who want to hire them directly. Because to be able to work in Australia, the company has to sponsor you. And then to do that, they have to make sure that the skill that you have, that that's really needed by that company, and they will assess your application, and then they will suggest you to apply a work permit, and then they will give you the support of the applying for the work permit, and that's it. So there is a way to come here, a part of student visa, but you have to contact and you have to apply directly to the company. And that is sometimes hard to find because you have to monitor a job advertisement in Australia regularly. You can register in the company that you like. Some a friend of mine have a work permit, and he's the airline mechanic. So he's very specific. So he's from Mauritius, so he has a qualification airline mechanic. So he registered himself to the airline in Australia. If they need an employee, he got notification. So I would suggest something like that. So it's easier. So there's about 3 or 4 airlines in Australia. So if there's job opening in his position, he registered his email or his name, and he got notification right away, and that's how he apply. So if you do interested to apply to work permit, make sure to do some research and register yourself to this company. So if there's any job availability, it gives you notifications straight away. Or you can do the job search as well, seek.com, and register yourself. Any job available, it will give you notification as well. But
So
at the moment, government only allowed students to come from overseas.
Okay, yeah, wow. Okay, that's okay. I believe that has been really informative, and I believe it has really, you've passed out lots of information that really people wanted to know. As an immigration agent, do you help people also who are overseas, or you only help people who are in Australia?
No, I work in student from overseas as well. If they want to come to Australia to study, they can contact me. I have my WhatsApp. They can contact me +61 4002 850 720, or they can email me with Kelana, KELANA, at Masiratna, MASIRTNA.com.
Okay.
WhatsApp will be best for me. We can always communicate.
Okay. And for people who are already here, where can they find you? Maybe where are you located?
I'm in Melbourne, so they can always WhatsApp me. Well, there's a time difference, obviously, with the overseas. So be aware of the time difference, because sometimes I got a call at 2 a.m. in the morning and 3 a.m. in the morning with, I would like to apply for the schools. And okay, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Just WhatsApp me so I can chat, and I can give them the information about the courses that they want. As long as they can give me the address, the email address.
Okay. So I know also another question people will ask, maybe as an immigration agent, people might want to contact you, but they don't know what cost, maybe what's the cost of you applying for them or doing that process for them. Do you charge anything them for you to apply school or to get visa for them?
We don't charge anything because we work with the institution. So if we work with the institution, we don't collect fees. You know, all the information that I provided is basically you can do it yourself too in the website. But because we've been doing this for many years, when they ask about something, I know exactly which school and which courses. So it's faster. And then the advantage of using the education agent is we know what is the requirement closely, you know. So it's make your application faster. We do help for a visa. We will let you know what is the requirement and things like that, so you can prepare everything.
Okay. Well, so what's your parting shot, Kelana? Maybe you can tell us your final words before we wrap up.
Well, for me, I think for doing this many years, I always encourage the student to study of something that they want and they're passionate about. Don't just my friends doing this or my family suggests me to do this course. But again, always ask yourself what you want to be in the future. So always do something that you want to study, not other people. That is the only things that I would suggest. If you follow other people and then this is not something that you like, you fail. When you fail, you waste money. And that is what I saw a lot of students coming to see me. I fail many subjects. So because this is not the course I like, or someone else suggested to me, no, do it what you like. Because when you do it what you like, you will get good mark. When you have a good mark, people will start looking for you. You know, the employee will say, hey, you have a good mark, I will hire you. But if you feel, hey, you got fail here, fail there, you're not that type of person that we want to hire.
Yeah.
So yes, you pass the degree, but you're not very pass with a good mark. So you want to pass with good mark, you know, nice CV in your transcript.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's true. So just have to work hard and get those good marks. So thank you very much, Kelana, for accepting my request, and I really appreciate. And I'll still looking forward to still having more conversations with you and maybe enlightening us on so many different things that are coming up, because there are so many changes that are now happening on visas and everything. So I believe you'll be the best person to just be giving us updates and telling us more about what's happening out there.
So happy to help, Felix.
Okay, thank you very much, and bye-bye. Have a good day.
Same to you. See you, everyone.
Okay, see ya.